Why? The single word question may, in fact, be one of the most important questions that will dictate the success that you have when you embark on any journey. Whether the journey is to lose weight, overcome pornography, find a partner, find a spouse, find a wife in this world, start a business, anything that you're trying to embark upon, if you aren't clear on why from the beginning, when that journey, when that challenge, when that obstacle presents itself to you with some difficulty, if what you're doing isn't rooted in a deep sense of why, a deeper meaning as to why you're trying to accomplish whatever it is, brother, I'm going to tell you that you will give up. You will revert back to the comfort. You will fall back into the simple patterns of your life. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about asking yourself a series of questions when you're embarking on the journey of overcoming pornography addiction so that you can get clear on your why, so that when the road gets difficult, when challenge presents itself, you have something that this is rooted in, and you have something that you're working and aiming towards. I was recently having a conversation with a friend of mine about Santa Claus. She's got two little ones, 8 and 5. And I asked her the question. I said, when do you tell your kids that Santa isn't real? She's like, oh, well, it just kind of happens. They're friends and, the other people around them, almost as like passing this off as another person's responsibility. And in that moment, it hit me. Oftentimes at that point in a child's life, their curiosity, their imagination, their hope and dreams and desires of what this world actually is begins to fizzle away. If you've ever spent any length of time around small children and you try to get them to do things or you try to pass on information to them, they will ask you a series of whys until they feel comfortable in what it is you're telling to them, until they feel like they have a grip and a grasp of what this is we're actually trying to communicate to them. Is there something that little kids know that we don't? Because most of us, when we're told to do something, most of us, when we embark on a journey, most of us live our lives slaves. We live our lives following orders. We live our lives sheeps. If we just pan back in time, 3.5 years, almost 4 years at this point, the entire world was told to put a diaper on their face. And there's only a small percentage of us that looked at this situation, looked at this scenario and said, wait a minute, what's going on? Why are they trying to tell us to do something that we know science has proven is to be ineffective? Because our hopes, our dreams, our desires, our curiosity is sucked out of us. But brother, if you're going to change your life, if you're going to overcome your addiction to pornography, you have to begin to do things that have deeper meaning why to you in your life. So why do you want to quit pornography? We have a series of questions that we take our men through inside of our Reboot Your Life program. And what I want to do is I want to kind of walk through some of these here with you today, because I think that if you can use these questions in the beginning of your journey, if you could ask yourself, get really, really clear on a handful of these, it will guide you, into getting clear on what the plan forward needs to look like. But then, when you're a few weeks into this, and it's late night, and you're alone, and you're isolated, maybe you've been rejected, maybe you've been turned down, maybe the day didn't go as you wanted it to, and that lingering thought of returning back to pornography begins to make its way into your mind. Knowing why you're trying to quit oftentimes can be enough to allow you to sit in that for the moment. So the first question I think you need to ask yourself, it's simple, is why are you trying to quit? Why have you joined our programs? Why have you hired a therapist? Why have you joined a men's group? Why have you sought out mentorship with your pastor or bigger brother or whoever it is that's guiding you through this process? Why? And ask yourself, what does why mean to you? The next thing I think you can get really, really clear on is, what is it you're looking to get out of this journey? Remove quitting pornography from the equation. If that wasn't the problem and you wanted to still change in the way that you know you need to change, what does that look like? And what is it you're looking to get out of this freedom. Next is, who are you doing this for? Are you doing this for your current self today? Are you doing this for someone else? Dangerous place to operate from. But maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your kids, maybe it's the legacy that you're leaving behind you. Maybe it's the employees in the company that you're running. And you know that you're not showing up as the boss, as the manager, as the CEO that they need you to be. Here's who I believe you should be doing it for, though, is your future self. So ask yourself, why would I be doing this for my future self? The next one is, why is now the time? Why not tomorrow? Why not 3 months? Why not next year? Why is today the most important day in your journey to overcoming pornography? Next one is, why haven't your previous attempts to quit been successful? What is it that you haven't yet done? What is it that you haven't yet possessed? Is it information? Is it accountability? Is it support? Is it structure? But why have the previous attempts to be free failed? And the next one is, what happens if this one fails? How does your life project out over the next 3 to 5 years? How does your life not become what it could be next month, next year, the following year? What negative impacts, what things are you preventing yourself from accomplishing? And the last and final question I think you need to get really, really clear on is, how must your views in relationships with pornography and women change over the next 3, 6 months and beyond? How do you need to begin to see women differently? How do you need to begin to even see pornography in the role that it plays in your life through a different lens, through a different perspective? But if you can get really, really clear on a handful of these questions and anchor that in as to why you're doing this, as to why you have a daily journaling practice, as to why you do cold showers, as to why you have taken a break from dating, as to why you're trying to stay abstinent, as to why you're trying to learn breathing exercises, as to why you're reading books, as to why you're joining accountability groups. If you don't know why any of those are going to help you, then when you're tired, when you're stressed, when life gets difficult, you're not going to do those things because they're not habitual things for you at this point. So, brother, I hope this helped you get clear on what I believe may be one of the most important questions you need to ask yourself, which is why? Why am I trying to quit? And if you're struggling to get free and you want some help in getting clear on the life that you can live without pornography, what I've done is I put together a free training walking you through our 5-step blueprint to help you identify who you can become in the life that you can live once you get free of this addiction to pornography. And if you want this training, all you need to do is visit rebuiltrecovery.com/vision, or hit the link down there in the show notes below, and we'll take you right to the training and your name, email address in, and you'll receive instant access to it, guys. But episode 7 of The Rebuilt Man, we love you guys so much. Thank you for the support here on this new venture that we are on. If you're watching on the YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button right there. Turn those post notifications on. If you're tuning in on the audio side, head over to Apple, leave us a 5-star rating, written review. Make sure to share this episode with as many men as you possibly can. But Coach Frank Rich here. Get clear on your why, because it will drive the how. God bless you, brother, and see you in the next one.